So I will tell you what exactly the business process. So most of the people answered correctly, but I would like to add a few more points over here. So business process in the sense. So how many company codes that client contain? How many business areas are there with client? And what is the P2P process? What is the procure to pay? And what are the materials that the client will pay, purchase? And how much amount that going to pay to the client? And vendor management, invoice management, customer invoice management, customer payment process, and what is the running charges, and how many house banks that client have, how many purchase organization that client have, how many sales organization that client have, and how many controlling areas that client have, and how many GLs are there with client already, how many vendors are there with client, how many customers are there with client, and what are the materials that we need to purchase from the vendors, and the details, what is the master data. These are all details should be gathered from the business. Okay, and very importantly, you need to learn what is the P2P and OTC process of the client. This is very important. P2P means procure to pay. OTC means order to cash. What are the materials that client will purchase, and what is the procedure to purchase it? How the contract will be happened with the client? How the agreement will be happened with the client? Schedule agreement. And what is the purchase requisitions? What is the format? How the PO will be created? Purchase order. So these are all just like client information. As a FICO consultant, you should analyze the client requirement, and the same you should map into SAP system. Okay, so without mapping these client details in the system, user cannot post any single entry in SAP. So initially what happened? This is just like a implementation strategy. So planning. First one is planning. The next one is business blueprint. And third one is configuration. Fourth one is testing. And finally go live. Go live means production. So if your project moved to go live, that means that was ended up. Okay, your implementation project is ended up. So you need to hand over your system, production system to the client. So because the client will post different kind of transactions on day-to-day basis. Okay, so these are all production is the main server. This is end user server. So here end user posts different kind of transactions, and they will prepare the financial statements. So without doing all this, system cannot move to the go live. Okay, system cannot move to the go live. So these are all backend servers will be there. So these are backend servers will be there. Configuration and testing level backend servers will be there. So this is as a FICO consultant, you will be participating in all areas of planning, business blueprint, configuration and testing. And go live. Once the project is moved to go live, then it is the end user duty to perform the activities. Okay, this is general process. Okay, so what is operational level? Here in S4 HANA, there is no business blueprint. Okay, S4 HANA business blueprint concept was eliminated. Okay, I will explain some of the strategies like what is SAP methodology and what is active methodology. What is the difference between these two methodologies to implementing SAP? Okay, how the requirement should be analyzed and what basis we need to implement, and what are the methodologies that will helpful to the consultants to implement. So these are all stuff will be explained step by step. So here we are just explaining today SAP FICO or S4 HANA consultant roles and responsibilities and what are the activities that these consultants will perform in real time. So how the process will be there for implementation. These are all things just like explaining for your better understanding. Okay, so here operational level. So operation means you will have to prepare the blueprints, right? So the first step should be planning. So you make some plan, right? After that, business blueprint. So business blueprint in the sense, everything should be on the document. Okay. So actually, so there are three types of documents that we can see in the operational level. One is as is information. Third one is gap analysis document. Documents are very much important for every consultant. So as is information will be provided by our client. To be information, to be is also called as is means client information. So the client will give all the information regarding the business process. Based on that business process, the first step should be you need to analyze. The second step should be, and you will have to map into SAP system. And if it is required, you need to do some customization as well. So to be document. To be document is also called as a future document. Document and SAP documents. Okay. So so once you get the added information, based on the added information, you need to prepare one separate document. The document name to be document. To be document is also called as future document, estimated document, and SAP document. Gap analysis document. What is gap? So difference between as is and to be is called as gap. As is and to be, as is and to be is called as a gap. So sometimes what happens? Any message? Okay. Sometimes what happens? Whatever the business information is there, so that is not possible to map into SAP system. Whatever the client information is there, that is not possible to map into SAP system. So in that case, as a FICO consultant, you will have to connect your ABAPer first. So ABAPer, he is a technical person. He knows coding, programming, Java, C++, and all, everything. So connect your ABAPer first to analyze the business requirement, whether it is that feasibility exists or not in the SAP system. That means if whatever the business requirement is there, sometimes not possible to map into SAP system. That case, we will contact ABAPer first. If ABAPer says there is no feasibility at all, so in that case, you can directly contact your SAP. So SAP will provide you the server access. So actually, they will provide server access. So that is the subscription will be quarterly, monthly, or yearly basis. That depends upon your company. Log into SAP portal. So login credentials will be given by SAP itself. You can directly go to SAP website, and then you can provide the login details. Okay, and you can see is there any OSS nodes are there for that implementation and all, and you can directly write an email to them. They will connect and they will rectify the issue also. Okay, so but they will not take part of functional kind of issues. Any technical challenge is there, that challenge is not possible to do in SAP system. So that case they will involve, or else they will not involve, and we should not submit any queries to them. Okay. say, for example, I will give you one idea. For example, you can say, if I buy one product, 5 products will be free. Okay, if I buy one product, 5 products will be free of cost. There is no price for that. So that scenario, how we can map into SAP system. This is very complex. So there is no configurations for doing this. And if SAP consultant, FICO consultant feel that there is no configuration for this perspective how to do this requirement, then initial step would be, we will contact your developer first. If your developer says there is no possibility at all, then in that case, then you can directly write an email to SAP, and for that point of initially you will you must have some login credentials. So you can directly log into SAP portal and provide the login credentials. Then you will just raise your query. Okay. So SAP will suggest. So this is just like operational level. Here, 3 types of documents are very much important: as is, and to be, and gap analysis. And based on that, your configuration will be happening. So first one is planning, second one is blueprint. Everything should be on the paper. And after that, implementation means configuration. Okay, implementation means configuration. Okay, so as a FICO consultant, it is very important to understand the business requirement. So business requirement means, I already told you. So whatever the client business is there, like how many plants, how many company codes, how many business areas, business places, what are the tax procedures of the particular country, particular company code, and is GST is applicable for the purchasing side or selling side. So these are all things. So not only in single area. So in SAP end user level, so we should learn only R2R or P2P or OTC or asset accounting. Any one area you should be perfect. But as a FICO or as a HANA consultant, so we should learn the entire areas, not only single area. We should be proficient in all levels of all modules. Okay, so you are not restricted in single area in real time. So we cannot expect which project they will assign you. They may assign R2R or P2P or entire towers like P2P or R2R asset accounting. So entire area they will assign sometime, or specifically they will assign specific areas. So we cannot assume so which project you will get in real time. You need to be perfect in all terms of all areas. That's it. That is the expectation from the client. Sometimes you will be kicked from the company because you don't have anything. So that case, the company will be sent off with relieving letter. Okay, so maybe your profile is not fit for that area. Don't worry, I will suggest and give you some tips how to crack the interview, and how to prepare your resume, and how to the interview, and some strategies I will share you in the last. Okay, that strategy is definitely helpful to crack any kind of interview in real time. Okay, and how to survive, these are all stuff I will explain. And the next one is implementation. What is implementation? Implementation is nothing but configuration. Okay, so configuration. So because of this one reason, you will become SAP FICO consultant, or IT consultant, or technical consultant, or technical service specialist, or you are the software engineer also. Because of this part. So configuration. So even you don't have a coding or Python or any other languages, Java, C++. So these are all things are not required for FICO consultant level. But you can be treated as so you will be treated as a SAP FI consultant or engineers or software engineers because of this area. configuration. So implementation means it's a configuration. So implementation including all things, including like planning, okay, blueprint. These are all things will be covered. But so configuration is the main pillar in the implementation level. Okay, so what is configuration? So configuration is just like back-end work. So here you need to map all the business requirement into a SAP system. So once it is done, then you will have to conduct testing. So once the testing part is done, then the project should move to go live. So the go live date will be announced. Some of the cutover activities will be there in the initial stage. I will explain one by one, don't worry. So whatever things I am explaining, just like basic stuff, to understand the reality of SAP, FICO consultant, roles and responsibilities. In days I will tell you what are the projects that you can deal in real time, and what is SAP methodology, what is active methodology. So these are what is the difference between these two. Okay, and then I will start the SAP configurations in real time. Okay, so this is just like basic stuff to get knowledge of SAP side, and you people should aware at least the basic abbreviations what we have, and should understand the terminology. So this should become easier once you do more practice and once you prepare well. And as a FICO consultant, we cannot expect, that means we should not count the hours. So I work today 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Okay, sometimes it will be 10 hours or 24 hours, 30 hours. So in order to resolve the issues, it will take more time. Okay, so in order to learn this course, it requires more hard work because of complexity. So you will have to put more efforts, and you will have to read the documents, and you will have to do the configurations in real time in your systems and dummy systems. That is very important. Practice makes man is perfect. You people need to do more practice, then it should be easier for you. And in real time also there is without problem you can do all this stuff. And moreover, you people need to express everything freely, some idea, and you can discuss with your clients easily, and there is no problem with that. Not explaining anything or not discussing anything, or you are not opening your mouth, then definitely it will impact on your career, because SAP FICO course demands communication. Without communication, how you can connect your team members, how you can connect your colleagues, how you can connect your what we call end users. So in order to understand the end users, initially you need to touch base with them, and you will have to connect through Skype or email or at least a chat. Okay, so those things will be happen only through communication. So guys, so after the end of the session, tomorrow maybe I will share you one document. Once you get the document, you will get some idea. Yes, you will get some idea, and the entire terminology, wordings, and everything will be helpful. And you can speak like a 4+ years of experience person once you prepare the document. Okay. So in the today's session, I only explained about strategic level and operational level. I just said what is implementation. Implementation here, entire things will be covered in the implementation, but the main pillar should be configuration. In real time, you will be part of doing configuration. So there are two types of configurations in that. So basic configurations, the final configuration, baseline configuration, and the final configuration. So baseline configuration means whatever the business transaction happen on day-to-day basis, like we need to create purchase order, okay, and we need to use some GL accounts, okay, some vendors are required, customers are required, whatever the basic stuff, whatever the business activities that the client will do, the same need to configure in the initial stage. Purchasing, sales, entire activities that we need to configure. Final configuration means integration. You know, guys, integration, SAP FI model integrated with MM model, SD model, PP model, HR model. Like MM model is integrated with SD model, PP model, CO model, and so QM model. Like that, so many integrations will be there. So that integration part will be done once all these basic configuration has been over. The final configuration should be integration and any gap related stuff or any development enhancements which are required. That's it. Okay. So this is all about 3 areas. So which I explained today. The first one is strategy and strategic level. Second one is operational level, and third one is implementation level. Implementation level, there are 2 types of configurations that we need to perform in real time: baseline configuration and final configuration. So in the baseline configuration, whatever the day-to-day activities are there, that client will do. So the basic configuration which we need to carry out, and final configuration. So once other functional model people have done their respective configurations and they want to integrate FI model, and we want to integrate MM, FI to MM model or SD model, that case these things will be happening in final mode, not right now. That final configuration will be like your integration part and any gap related stuff or any enhancements, developments which are completely required from technical knowledge. Okay, so that case we will have to contact Abacus. If any technical knowledge is required, then we can contact Abacus. So operational level. So here you need to prepare kind of documents as is to be and gap analysis. So as a document will be shared by your client, or else you will have to contact your client to get the more knowledge on the as is information. So to be document is just like estimate document, future document, and SAP document. Gap analysis is the difference between as is and the to be. Sometimes what happens, so business information that we cannot map into SAP system, whatever the client business information. So that case, initial step would be we will contact our developer, and after that, so if it is if developer says there is no possibility at all doing this configuration their side, mapping or customization anything their side, then he will recommend you to contact directly SAP. Okay, so for that, so SAP login credentials you might have. Then you can apply these login credentials and directly you can connect to SAP and raise the request. This is all about today's. If you have any queries, you can ask me. This is the right time you can discuss. Okay, guys, people who are not paid, please send the screenshots to me. This is Chanu SK CB. So just ping me your screenshot over here. Okay, so or else please enroll. Today, people who are not paid, the names will be strike off. And before that, you can contact or Sheikh Babdi sir. And any questions you want to discuss, so this is the right time. You can feel free to ask me. If I know, definitely I can answer. If I don't know, definitely I will refer or I will connect our team colleagues who are there with me. So I am also a working professional. I have so many persons in real time. So every time I will connect to them to get the information. So even I'm the senior FICO consultant. So any questions you can ask right now.
Sir, I have two queries. Yeah. So the first query is, today's session was really nice. So regarding that, I don't have any doubts. So the first thing is, as you have mentioned, that we need more practice. So almost all of us are working professionals. So, how much, how many hours do we need to denote for this practice every day?
See, I'm also working professional.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right now, I'm still doing some issues, resolving the issues, and also have been taking the classes since morning. I think it is the sixth class, fifth or sixth class.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm handling even our personal problems like if you have family, then you know very well what you will do.
Absolutely.
Okay, those things also be done. But how it is possible depends upon you only. How you
Still,
can
sir.
manage.
Okay, so still
How
how
you,
many
how much, how
yes, sir.
much amount of time that you can invest with SAP, that depends upon you. If you get 1 hour, 2 hours, or 30 minutes or 15 minutes time, so you can focus more on that area. Okay, so do not count hours. Okay, as recommended by me, it's 4 to 5 hours is enough at the early stages. But sometimes what happens, that is also not sufficient. It may be extended to another 10 hours or 12 hours. That depends upon the skill set and understanding of the SAP behavior and systems. So these are system practice. These are all things will be happen. So once you perfect in all of those.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good, sir. So my second query is, it's not a query, it's just a, request. During your session, sir, your voice get, disconnected, not like disconnected, it gets not like so clear. So if you can do regarding that, then something, then it will
Okay,
be
from
really helpful.
tomorrow onwards, you will get to that kind of things because right now I'm in remote location, so where the network issue is more.
Okay.
But anyhow, if you get, see, that we cannot avoid. Even in office time also, we are facing that issue, even if you maintain good network. But what my suggestion is, if you get that feeling, definitely you can intimate me immediately so that I can repeat. And
Sure,
you
sure.
guys know very well after end of the session, in the chart you are getting my video. Okay. So it may be chances of disconnecting of network you on my side also, completely not from my side. Sometimes it happens from both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So after end of the session, you are getting some video, right? So recorded
Right.
video. So
Yes.
just open up that video where you are missing that. So please just pause that and you can check it.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Chanu sir, I have a question.
Hi, sir.
Sir, actually, my problem is that I really wanted to attend your class. 15 days back, I think just 20 days back, I visited Amirpet office also. By the time you left the office, so now this class is started. But unfortunately, my problem is that my shift ends at 9:30. Chanu sir, all the work, all the issues, and all will come up to 9:30. I have to log in. But I think there is no other class beyond this 8 to 9. I cannot, because here work and here this call. If I join also,
Actually, we have only one English batch. Okay, almost all of the classes will be continued through Telugu medium. Okay, so if you are interested, we will start another batch in next month, September 10 maybe. So you can join that class if you are interested.
so no morning class, sir.
No, morning class will be conducted next month, not right now. It will take more time, almost 1 month.
Okay, yeah. And the only continuation is what will be the timing, sir? Morning, if at all it starts.
So morning time should be 9 p.m. Okay.
No,
9
9
a.m.
a.m.
9, 9 a.m.
Yes, sir. Yes, very much interested. I am comfortable with Telugu. I am comfortable with English also, sir. No issues.
No problem. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's why I really wanted to attend. My friend also told about you, but my timings are like this. I need to I need to start immediately. but due to my office work, I cannot join this call. That's why I need to wait one more month. But okay.
Okay, guys.
Hello,
This
sir.
is
Hi, sir.
Sorry.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi, sir. Sir, for how can we get a SAP a server, sir?
Notify, will notify. So actually, almost 5 to 6 classes are in theoretical. Only theoretical class will be continued 5 to 6 classes. After that, so we will notify. Okay. So actually, we need to finalize how many students are joining. Okay. So this is a free class for some of the people who are interested. But today we will going to strike off. So only paid students will be there. So this is the last message that I want to give you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. After finalizing, will you provide, sir, some link, some server?
We will notify that things in the chat box. Okay, don't worry.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
The session, and tomorrow we will see. Tomorrow we have class. Okay.